Hello, everybody. So I'm going to go over how to do day 16 for your Cyber Day work. This is my first time doing a video where I'm going back and forth between the screens on my computer and my whiteboard behind me. So please be patient if I screw this up, but we will get through this together, okay? So let me share my screen. Here we go. Hope this works. Okay, so here we are on our classroom page, and we go down here to Cyber Day 16. Okay, that's what it looks like on your, okay, so then we click on the link, and when we click on the link, it opens up to this page. Now mine's gonna look a little bit different than yours because obviously I have the teacher. So here is the worksheet that we're doing for today. Now, on all these worksheets that you're going to have, the top portion explains how to do the bottom portion. And honestly, all the answers are going to be found up here in the top section. So if you are good to just read it by yourself, you could pretty much stop the video right now and go in and do this, okay? But if not, I'll walk you through it. So today, we are going to be talking about the staff, okay? So let me pull up my whiteboard because I'm going to walk you through it. All right. So the staff is what we read music on, okay? And the staff is a set of lines and spaces in which music is written on. Okay, we actually have 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 spaces in between them, okay? And we number all the lines. And we're going to start from the bottom. So this is line number 1, line number 2, line number 3, line number 4, line number 5. Cool? The next part is we're going to number the spaces. And the spaces are what are in between the lines. So here's space number 1, space number 2, space number 3, space number 4. So these are all lines. These are all spaces. Cool? All right. Now, the next part is going to be talking about the notes. Okay? And all that a note does is it represents a sound. Okay? And so we draw a note by drawing a circle, and we can either draw it where it's on the line. So if the line goes through the circle, then that note is on a line. If the note is in between 2 lines, like I've drawn right here, then that's a space note, okay? So this one right here is on a line, and this one is on a space because it's in between 2 lines, okay? So the next thing that it shows you on the worksheet is whether a note is going to be higher or lower. Okay, remember our numbers. So we start from the bottom. Okay, those are the line numbers. If you're towards the bottom, it's going to be a lower note. If it's towards the top, it's going to be a higher note. Okay, so a note down here is low, but a note up here is higher. So lower to higher, and if I drew another one down here, it'd be lower. Okay, so lower notes at the bottom, higher notes at the top. And that's pretty much all that top portion is going over. So now let's go over the actual assignment, okay? And we're gonna walk through this together. So I'm gonna come back and share my screen. Here we go. Hopefully this works. All right, so this is what you're gonna see on your device. I'm going to go ahead and say that it's probably easier to do this on some sort of computer, whether it be a personal computer or a laptop or a desktop. You can do this on an iPad or a tablet, and you can do this on a smartphone. It's just going to be a little bit trickier to do it on a smartphone because the screen's going to be a little bit smaller, but you still can do this, okay? So here's what it looks like when on your end. So we go to the very, very first question, and it says, draw a staff by connecting the dots provided. Number the lines from lowest to highest and number the spaces. So I click on number 1, and number 1 says to show your work. So we're going to click on show your work. Okay, and here again, I've put the instructions. Now over here on the left, you have all these tools at your device. I have seen that if you're using a smartphone, the menu for your tools are at the top, and some of them, because it's a little bit smaller screen, you have to kind of scroll back and forth. So I'm going to encourage you, you can do the squiggly, the pencil, and do whatever you want. Be careful that it's not too big. And remember, anything you do, you can go back and erase. There is an eraser option. Let's put it in the right color. Okay, so you can use the pencil tool and draw if you want. I know it's kind of, this is a little bit trickier to do it on a computer. You know, it'd be easier if you were drawing, but there are some tools that you can use. There's some shape tools. So there's a line, and then there's some circles. I'm going to encourage you to use the line tool. Okay, so let's click on that. So we go from this dot to this dot. Oh, wow, look how easy that was. And here's another one. And here's another one. And here another one. And here's another one. That's the first part. So draw the staff by connecting the dots, provide a number of the lines from lowest to highest, number the spaces. Now I have seen some people use the text tool. Honestly, it might be easier to use the pencil tool. And honestly, if your work's sloppy, I mean, I'm not gonna be the big video as long as I can read it. So here's line number 1, line number 2, line number 3. Whoa, probably need to redo that one. Line number 3, 4, 5. Okay, now I'm going to number the spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember, if you mess up, you can go back and you can hit this little go back tool, or you can hit the eraser, and it's all good. Okay, so once you get that done, hit the done button. All right, so that was number 1. Now let's go look at number 2. Number 2 says, draw the notes on the lines and spaces as indicated below the staff. The first one has been done for you. So if you look on this one, I don't know if I can zoom in. Ooh, look at that. So it said on number 2 to put the note on space 2. Okay, so what I need to do, I count up from the bottom, 1, 2, and I draw it right there. Okay, now question number 2 asks us to put it on line number 4. Line number 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on number 2. I'm going to, again, it's a show your work. So I need to remember, I'm put it on line number 4. Now, this is probably going to be the easiest thing to do right here, is to use the circle tool. So we're going to click on the circle. Now remember, we're looking for line number 4. So count up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to draw a circle and put it on line number 4. Now, if you mess it up, guess what? Come over here to the little selector tool, and you can move that baby around until you get it where you need to be, okay? So again, it needs to go on line number 4. So we're gonna count up 1, 2, 3, 4, and the line needs to go through the note, okay? So that's how I do that one. So again, use the circle tool. I think it'll be a little bit easier for you. You can use the pencil and draw it, okay? But I found most people find using the circle tools pretty easy. So we click done. Let's look at number 3. Number 3, and you might have to squint in, but you can do this. It says to put it on line number 1. So I'm going to come over here again and click show my work. And look, I already done it before. So again, here's my circle tool, line number 1, and bam, you are done. Okay, and you'll do that for numbers 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's go and look what we have to do for the next part, okay? Now, I put a little note here. The instructions say, circle the higher of the 2 notes in each exercise, indicate on which line or in which space each note appears for For example, L2 equals line 2 space, or S3 equals space 3, and the first one has been done for you. I pull a little note that says, don't worry about circling numbers 9 through 22, okay? I just want you all to identify where that note is. So I'm going to look at number 9, okay? On number 9, the line goes through the notes. I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I see that that note on number 9 is on line 5. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type L5. That's all you got to do. Pretty simple, right? Okay, let's look at number 10. Number 10, and again, you might have to squint in, okay, but I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3. So it's on the third line, so I'm going to type L3. Now listen, y'all, you need to type it in exactly like how I did, because I have typed in the correct answers, and I've typed the answer to be L3 or L5, or if we look at number 11 is on a space, okay? So we're going to have to do something different for that, okay? It's on the first space. I'm going to type S, or space, and 1, okay? And that's the correct answer for number 11, all right? If I come down here, number 14, look at that note. It's on the 4 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I type in space 4. And that's all you got to do, folks. Pretty simple, okay? So if you have any questions about how to do this assignment, feel free to leave me a comment in the assignment, and I'll try to help you out better if I can. There you go. All right. Hopefully this worked.